Hey everyone, I'm Jack Hammer, and tonight we're here to go through Mac Jones versus Ole Miss from 2020. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. I think this is the game number 3 on the schedule for Alabama in 2020. So let's go ahead and jump into this one real quick and get this one rolling. If anybody joins, that'd be awesome. I'll be checking the comments as we go through. Let's get into the game here. They're going to start this one off with a running play here on first down. Let me fast forward through that. And then here we go with the first pass play of the game. It's going to be about 2nd and 4. He gets a little easy pitch and catch to start the game. To double curls, it's basically curls across the board. He decides to go to the left side and go to the slot to Waddle for a completion. Easy one to start the game off. And then here we go. It's 1st and 10. They're going to run a little jet sweep action here. It's it's a running play that gets called a pass. We saw the 49ers do this a lot in 2020, except for he's not in motion pre-snap. It's after snap because he's lined up kind of almost as a wing right there. And Waddle does all the work on this one. Good blocking by the offensive line to pick up a nice gain, and that's about as easy as a completion as you're going to get for the quarterback. Then there's going to be a run here on 1st and 10. And they stuff that one for no gain. All right, so here we go. It's going to be 2nd and 10. You're going to motion this guy inside. And then what you're going to get is you're going to get a vertical route out of the outside receiver. The next guy in and here in the slot, he's going to run to about 10 to 12 yards and across, so it's a dig route. And the tight end's going to run a little curl. The tight end's curl is going to hold the safety in here. And then what you're also going to get is you're going to get this running back's going to swing out over here. So you get a deep curl on the right side as well. So what's going to happen, and what you're going to see here is the curl here and the swing are going to separate these two linebackers, which is going to open up the hole for Jones to hit the dig route in the middle. Really nice throw. It's a really pretty play design and a nice, easy throw into the hole. And he's going to put this right between the linebacker and the umpire there. Hits him in stride. One of the things that they do such a good job of is that Mac Jones does such a good job of is getting that ball out in front, allowing his guys to make yards after the catch. It's a big component of their game and a big part of his stats. So yeah, I'm not a real big believer in stats when I'm looking at quarterbacks. To me, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. What I want to see is the guy putting the ball in the right place? Is he going to the right receiver? Is he getting the ball out quick? How's he handling pressure? How's he handling the blitz? How is he managing the team? Those kinds of things. Then a couple of running plays here. 2nd and 7, they'll run it, and they're going to gain about 4, and that'll set them up with a 3rd and 3. This one's a pretty simple play design. You're just going to get these guys are all going to be running basically across the field this way, and then you're going to see them hit the you're going to see the pass go to the running back. Running back here, he's going to step up through the line, and then he's going to run across the formation. You're going to get pressure coming off the left side. You're going to see Jones slide to the right away from it. He does a really good job usually of just managing pressure without having to escape. Just slide a little bit. He's got the open man. Not the best of throws. It's a little bit behind him. Would have been nicer to get it if he, go back to what we just talked about, right? On the deep crosser where he was able to get the good yak. This time it's a little bit behind him. Still hits him away from the defender on the right side, but it kind of slows him down just a little bit as well. So super easy read on this one. There's not really a whole lot going on when it comes to reading here. He sees that, he knows that it's man, and he knows that his guy is going to be able to beat him across. Easy pitch and catch again. Then you get 1st and 10. Coming up here. First and 10, they're just going to run a little wider, little screen out to the left side to Devontae Smith. Picks up the first down. Extension of the running game again. Easy throws for the quarterback here. And then they're going to come back on the next play and they're going to run a screen again. They're going to run it the other direction. And this time it's going to go to Smith again as well. A little bit of a swing. Does a good job of putting it into the position where it's in front of him. Catches the ball. He takes it the rest of the way. Easy throw. Not really asking him to have to do a whole lot of reading here. It's a simple concept. Take the ball, get it out in front of your receiver. He does the rest of it. Scores a touchdown for him. Nice drive. The curl at the beginning of the game, that was a nice one. The dig route across the middle on that second throw was nice. Easy pressure beater on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down and a couple easy screen throws. Then they come out here, second possession, running the ball on 1st down, big gain. Get themselves into another 1st down. And then they're going to come back 1st and 10 again. They'll run it. They're going to have another big gain for another 1st down. This time it's Waddle. They do this. One of the things I've noticed in watching all of the film on Alabama is they do a couple different things, and they'll bring this out and they put a receiver in the backfield. And usually what you see with it, and why you got to be careful when you're on the defensive side, is because through the first couple of games when they put this guy in the backfield, then they've thrown it to him, basically using this guy as a decoy, and then they throw something with the receiver coming out of the backfield. This time they mix it up. They line him up in the backfield, and they're actually just going to go ahead and hand it off to him and use him as the running back. So you start to overplay one side. You think that, you're not expecting him to get the ball necessarily, and boom, they're able to hit you with a nice 10-yard gain. But this video isn't about Steve Sarkisian and his game plan, game calling, but just something that's interesting when you take a look at their film. Yeah, that goes back to that 3rd and 3 play. Real subtle. It's nothing. He's Mac Jones. I think one of the biggest problems that we have when you watch Mac Jones is that he gets some help because of the people that he's playing with, but at the same time, he makes things look really easy. He doesn't really look like he's struggling. It just knows where to go, and so everything just moves and flows really quick and easy. And I think that's part of why people just don't really think a whole lot of his game. Plus, he's not uber athletic, and that's really what gets people excited. Got the little running game here, 2nd and 2 after the screen. Only picks up a yard, so it leaves them with 3rd and 1. And they're going to run the ball again on 3rd and 1. They'll gain the first. Just fast forward through it. So here's the 3rd and 1. Handoff gets them the first down. And then we're going to get the 1st and 10. You're going to get a play action with it's going to be pretty much vertical routes, if my memory serves me correct. They're trying to, it's really what this is it's a flood concept out to the right side. You get a vertical out of this receiver here. Tight end drags to your second level, your running back's in the flat. It's covered. It's covered. He's got to go down to the check down, and the running back makes a really nice play to get the yardage after the catch. But it's a good read. That's what you're looking for here. When you don't want him to force it in. Just like we just saw what they're looking at. So you got both. You got the corner over the top of the receiver. He's got the one man free who's staying on top of it as well. You got your tight end here running an out. He's got the linebacker underneath him. That's covered. So he's got to drop it off to the running back who still isn't completely open. That's your last read. It's 1, 2, 3. Usually that's the progression on a read like this. As you're looking vertical, because you want to find the safeties. Safety is going to usually tell you what's going on. So you want to get there, hit that back step, find the safety, look at the deep route, then you're going to go to the out and then to the flat. So that sets them up with 1st and 10. Another nice run. This time it's number 4. It doesn't really matter who's in the game when they're running the ball, whether it's Najee Harris or number 4. They have a really strong running game. It's one of those things where I kind of mentioned this the other day. A lot of people want to knock Mac Jones for the talent around him and say he's a product of the offensive line and his receivers. You can kind of say the same thing with Najee Harris to an extent. No running back is ever going to be good if they don't have a good offensive line in front of them. He's been doing it for a while. That's why he gets the credit. Alabama does have a good history recently of running backs coming out as well. So here on 1st and 10, this is a nice little play. It's really just a wide delay. He's just running a tight end, just going to kind of sit and block, and then he's going to release. Easy pitching catch, pre-designed play. Watch it one more time. You're going to see him start to block, and Jones is just looking at that. So as soon as he comes off, he sees him releasing. He gets the ball to him, and it takes him right down to the 1 yard line. And then watch from the end zone. Nice and easy. It'd be nice to see something like that with George Kittle. And then here on 1st and goal, one of the few miscues you see from Alabama when it comes to turnovers. You see him fumble the ball here, and they turn it over. Just a missed opportunity. Yeah. But overall, when you look at it in the first couple of drives, you're seeing a lot of concepts that the Niners utilize. You see the RPOs, you see the check down, the one play, like Luke mentions here. I could see Debo running that same play. I think he's talking about the running play where they lined up Jalen Waddle in the backfield and run him. So, you see a lot of different things out of Alabama. And Mac Jones so far, he's had a couple of good throws. On that last possession, it was real simple for him. It's pretty much all running to screen. That nice little check down to the running back, which was nice with the movement. And then that wide delay throw. Let's move on to the next one. And they're going to start right off here. They're going to get right back to it, and you're going to see an RPO slant. Nice ball to the slant to Smith. Does a good job of nice fake, really sticks it in there and pulls it out quick. He just has such a quick release. That's one of the things with Jones. He goes from the time that he sees the throw to the time the ball's out of his hand. It's the quickest of the 3 that the Niners really have to take a look at here. Play action. He just misses this one. He gets the completion out to the left side. This is, they do this a lot. This is a 49er concept where they run these deep curls. Typically, when they're running this, they're picking a side pre-snap based off of something to do with the look. I think on this one, when we go back to the pre-snap, they snap the ball really fast a lot of times here. Just as the ball starts to get snapped, you start to see that it kind of opens up to the left side a little bit more. You've got this safety is sitting right in where the curl, in the lane of where that curl is going to be. So I think that he's kind of determined pre-snap that he's going to be working the other side. You know, he turns and he looks, and he doesn't, but I don't think he really ever looked out here, but he's got Waddle with a busted coverage. 24 did the wrong thing. These two guys have screwed up. You got a touchdown throw to Waddle right here if you get it to him. He's not working that side. He comes back the other way. Gets the ball off quick to the curl, but he just misses a wide open player on the other side. So, you know, just a kind of a bummer right there. That would have been nice to have been able to see that throw and get it over there and get the ball off to him. Then you get the running play here on 1st and 10 to set up 2nd and 5. Here on 2nd and 5, you're going to get some pressure. They're going to be going with, it's going to be a play action, and you're going to see a slant with a deep curl out here to the right side. The slant's pretty well covered. You got 3 guys covering him, so he goes out here to the curl, and it's a bad throw. It's one of the worst throws that we see of him. Just accuracy goes, he just really misses it. I'd like to say that maybe it's because he's trying to get it over the top of this linebacker, but when you watch it from the end zone view, it just looks like it's just a miss because the linebacker is a little bit further inside. 46. You know, that's one it's got to be over to the left side of him, but it's too high. It's just got to be down a little bit. It's got too much air on it. What he's trying to do there is he's trying to get it up and over that linebacker, you know, the 46, but it's a bad ball. The angle of it is fine. It's just off to the left too far. It's got to be on there. So bad throw right there. And then sets up 3rd and 5. And a quick sack. Doesn't have a chance. You know, the guy just comes right off the edge. You know, as quick as he gets the ball, you can see that he's starting to get ready to throw. He wants to try to get the ball out over here to Waddle, it looks like. He's either going to go to Waddle or he's going to try to hit the deep shot over here. You can see he's kind of starting to throwing motion, and he gets caught by the neck and taken down. You know, so it really goes back to, you know, here's 2 possessions in a row for Alabama with missed opportunities. You had the fumble down at the goal line. You come back in this one, and you got the missed opportunity of the broken coverage miss, and then the deep curl that he misses. So those are two misses that have cost them points in this game. Two plays that you don't want to see occur. And so, you know, in this game, I think there's only going to be 4 incompletions for the game, but you only want to see with the number of screens and those kind of plays that they run. You almost want to see him be perfect on all the other downfield throws. You know, and here's an example of the offensive line just gashing them on 1st down. Here's another run on 1st and 10, so they lose 2 yards here. And that'll be setting them up with a 2nd and 12. He's going to be a little play action quick and a quick ball out to the deep curl. Gets it out there quick enough, and Smith's able to turn it up and get some really nice yards. Now, this is one of those situations right here where, this is a ball that comes out really quick. You're going to see there's a little bit of, they're starting to put pressure on him. And let's just take a look at where everything is when the ball comes out. He's starting to throw. The receiver's just now starting to get to the top of his route. You're starting to see a little bit of pressure coming in. This man, you can see him starting to break free because they're doubling he's kind of sliding off to the tackle. If he holds that ball much longer, he's going to get a sack. And that's one of the things that's really interesting when you watch the other quarterbacks. And that's kind of the difference really between the three. It's just how quick it comes out. It's the ball always comes out quick with Jones. Trey Lance is right there too, just a little bit behind him. And then Justin Fields is right there right behind him. And then from there, after that, the one throw, they're going to go ahead and run the ball in for a touchdown. They're down here at the 20-yard line, run in the red zone. You get a nice run down into the red zone, into the deep red zone, down to just about the 5. Sets them up with first and goal. And then we're going to see a couple more runs to put it in. And there you go. Touchdown. Next possession here, they come out and they're going to start off with a real quick screen. Quick screen out to the left there. And then what you're going to come out here with next, this is a play that we've seen similar to a play we've seen a lot of times with in the different games that I've done. We see this is similar to like a levels concept where you're going to get, we've seen Ohio State runs this quite a bit, as does Florida. They kind of come from the same coaching tree. So what you're going to get out here on this side, you're going to get a deep out. The running back who's here is going to run the flat. So that's kind of your levels as far as the outs go. You got the deep out followed by the the flat. You just got to find the flat defender. The flat defender sitting under on the bottom. You can throw it over the top. If he drops back, you go underneath. If that's the look. Right now, you got cover 2, kind of 4. It's probably going to be open on the quick out there. On the back side of this, you've got a deep kind of a dig route from this guy. This guy in the slot's going to run a shallow cross, and then this last guy, he's kind of your safety valve. He's going to run up about 5 yards and in. So he's kind of the last one. So what you're going to see, this is going to be really nice. He's going to be reading to the left. You're going to see it's covered pretty well. The defensive end drops into the flat. You've got the corner sitting there. He's looking to the left side. That's covered up really nice. And he's going to break off, and he just hits the little crosser underneath. So that's a really nice job right there of looking to his left side, coming back and finding the next guy over the middle. Boom, boom, it's not there. Come back. He's got a lot of time. He's able to sit. Doesn't have to really move on this one. He's able to read it, and come across and find it. So this is one of those examples where he's got a big cushion to play with. The next guy across is going to be that little underneath because the middle. So what's happening is when he looks to the left, he's going to see both of those guys are covered. It's really a pretty nice concept because these guys are covered. And as soon as they're done, you come back to the middle and you have kind of that same layered look. It's basically, if you look at them, the spacing's exactly the same. About 5 yards apart or so, 7 yards apart. One guy just a little bit in front of the other. As far as when they start to run the crosses, when he comes back to the middle, right there, he looks. This guy's covered. He hits the underneath route. If that guy was covered, then he'd be able to keep going across and hit the safety valve on the outside on the right side. Really nice concept. similar to something that you see Ohio State run as well on a couple of occasions. The 49ers run this concept, as well. So it's kind of nice to see that. Play action. This is a really nice one to hit the shot in the hole. It's incomplete. But he sticks it on him. This should be a completion. But I think that's Mechie just drops it. This is, they're going to come back to this one a little bit later, because they drop it here. So just watch it. He's got him. It's a deep, the vertical on the outside with the crosser over the top. Then they get the little swing, but with this coverage that they're playing, he's got to hit him now. Might be just a tad late on that one. Gets it in there though. That should be a catch. That's in front of the guy. Hits him in a good hits him right in the hands. That should be an easy completion. Yeah, like how there's no hitch when he goes to the progression, the ball comes up quickly. Yeah, you don't really see him hitching up at all very much. He's very smooth in the pocket. Everything, if you remember correctly, if you remember the interview that I did last week on Hammer and Nails, talking to the quarterback coach for Trey Lance, he talked about how they're working with him on keeping his head at the same level as he's going through the progressions. You see that with Mac Jones. He's not bouncing as he goes through. He's looking boom, boom, boom. Here you see the athleticism. Again, he's not a burner. You're not going to get him. He's not going to be a guy that's going to take this to the house, but he's a guy that's going to get you positive plays if he needs to. It's pretty well covered. He starts to move, sees the hole, runs, dives, picks up the first down. There's a penalty on top of it somewhere. I'm not sure what the penalty was because they don't show it. Covered, slides, puts the ball down and goes. So like the athleticism, this isn't a guy, somewhere along the line there became a narrative that Mac Jones can't move. And I think it has to do with the one picture of him smoking this with a cigar after they won the national championship game. And people just decided that he was fat and he wasn't going to be able to move. But that just doesn't show up on film. You watch him on film and he moves. He's not Justin Fields. He's not Trey Lance when it comes to movement, but he's not just a sitting duck. And so that's why when I hear people say that he can't play at the next level because he doesn't move, I really have to question how much they've actually watched the games beyond the highlights that they're seeing. And I'm not trying to say that in a negative way. I'm just saying this is what I'm seeing. The narrative on him doesn't fit the tape when it comes to, being completely unathletic. He can make the plays if he needs to when the pocket breaks down. Now remember we talked about this. I mentioned this earlier that they were going to come back to it. So this is right after the throws. Remember earlier on this series, I think it was 1st and 10. It was the third play of the series. They ran the deep route with the guy with the crosser. They come back to it here. This time they got a man trailing him, so it's a little bit different. It's covered here. If he's going here, the ball's got to come out sooner. He holds it a little bit long, allows the underneath defender to get there and break it up. But let's go back to it because they're running a different coverage here than they were the first time around. This time they're not playing a zone, they're playing man across. And so what he's got to do is he's got to see this. He's got to see that they're running man. He's got to come to the dig. The dig's wide open. If he hits this dig right here, you get a big gain. So this is just a little bit of a misread on his part. So it's just a misread on his part where he needs to go. He went from one, he went to two, throws the two, but he's got to see that that's man. He's got to see that he's either got to get there sooner and get the ball out quicker because he had it early. Um, if he throws it right now, if the ball comes out of his hand right now, he's got it because this man's in a trail position. But on this one, his feet aren't really set at this point. His feet are still over here. So he's got to, he's got to hitch into it and gather. And then the ball comes out and the ball's behind. The ball's not in, there's a couple things on that one. He's got to come to that route sooner. And then the ball's got to be in front of the receiver. He's trying to kind of maybe, if I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, I'm saying he's trying to keep that away from 38 over here, and that's why he throws it where he does. But it's either got to be out here in front of him, which is going to put 38 more in play, or he's got to just come off of it and he's got to go to the dig. So that's a bad one. We got to chalk that up as a negative nitpick. Hits his back step here, quick pressure, steps up and through. That's one of his strengths, is that ability to step up and through the pocket. It's one of the things that I really like about his play, is that that's where you want your quarterback, when they start to get pressure, you want him to be stepping up into the pocket, because your linemen are all taught to drive these guys around. So these tackles, their job, just like I tell my son all the time, who's playing high school ball and playing tackle, is that when he's running this guy, I want him to run that guy up past the quarterback. That's what they're taught to do 90% of the time. Every once in a while, there's a different protection call. But most of the time, you want to run that guy up and around. This time they run it a little bit different, where they've got the guy coming from the other side. But still, they're going to try to – his job once he gets out there is to push him past the quarterback, which he does. Then the quarterback does a nice job of stepping up and under. He's got a couple of things that he could do. Right now, he's already made the decision that he wants to throw. This guy's open. He's wide open here. He lets it go. It's not the great pass because he doesn't have a very good arm to get it out there, but he gets it into the open space. His receiver is able to turn and make a play. It's, bust a play, open receiver, get it out there and let him make a play. And then they run it in for a touchdown afterwards. So, really nice. That was he had the one bad throw. Otherwise, that's a pretty darn good series. You have an easy screen to start with. The second, that little levels route on the second down and 6 play is a nice one to come back to your third read across. Start on your left. He works his way back. Then you got the 1st and 10. That's where he hits that deep crosser. A nice scramble to pick up a first down on 3rd and 5. Is it a 3rd and 5 or 2nd and 5? Then the bad throw where he has the near pick off the play action, and then fortunately, that when I say near pick, it wasn't even like the guy really had both hands on it, but he was able to get there, and it was a really tight play. And then after that, you have the quick pressure where he steps up and through and hits the deep ball to set him up in the red zone. So really nice series right there. For Jones. Let's go ahead and jump into the next series here. They're going to start off with a running play, so I'll fast forward through this. Gosh darn. Maybe I should pay attention to my notes better. Little hitch on the left side. Nice, easy one. Nothing really to decipher there. They're running hitches across. I think they have short guys across, if I remember. Yep. Just hitches all the way across, and he picks the one that's the easiest to throw it to, which is the outside. He's got the biggest cushion, really. When you look at him at the start, this is a simple route because all these guys are going to hitch up, and he's got 7, almost 9 yards here on the outside. Ball comes out before the receiver starts a hitch, gets it to him in good position, low and to the right side, which allows him to catch and spin upfield. Again, that's a component of the yak. If it's inside, it makes it a little bit harder for him to spin away from the defender. those defenders are taught to tackle you and come up and attack your inside shoulder. Second one, we get a run. Nice big run out of Harris here. Yeah, see, Luke's here with me. He takes a freebie from the defense. That's exactly what that little hitch route was. Now we got 1st and 10. You're going to see a little RPO action. Little RPO on the out. Gets it up and out quick. The RPO has really become a big thing in college football, and you see it leaking into the NFL. Really tough to defend. It just really puts you in a bind as a defense. And then here on 2nd and 2, they're going to bust it for 32, take it to the house. Nobody even touches him until he gets down right close to the goal line and he's diving in. So easy possession there, easy pitch and catch on the hitch, RPO, and a couple of big runs. Touchdown. Open up this next possession with another run. We're going to go to this is actually going to be 2nd and 5. You got the trips out here. What you're going to get is you're going to get a deep curl out here to the left side. It's going to be to about 12 yards. This guy in the slot is going to run a vertical right up inside the hash. This tight end is going to be running a curl about right here, about 7 yards, 8 yards. And then on the backside, you're going to get a little cross. You're going to see he's going to hit the curl out to the left side, but he misses a big shot over here. Nice throw to the curl. He's got the little, if he wants to, he might have been able to hit that vertical route to Waddle. Possibly. I mean, I'll take the pitch and catch on the I'll take the 1st down and the 5-yard gain. But I just find it interesting because if you watch this right as he starts to step, he's got this guy open. But he's reading out here. He's reading. This might be in his progression. This may be number 1. So if that's the case, that's where you got to go with the ball. It's 1st and 10 here. We get a run. Well, here's the thing on those RPOs, as far as wary of the illegal man downfield. You got about 4 yards really before they're going to call it, and so they're not overly worried about that illegal man downfield. You do need to be concerned about it because you don't want your guys flying up the field. But at the same time, so I stop it so I don't get lost. At the same time, what happens with that is the ball's coming out so quick. Most of the time, they're not going to get far enough downfield for where that's going to become a illegal man downfield play. Elin here says the previous play was not open. You have to look at safety and corner. Both has eyes on the quarterback. They do. He's able to step by him. He's got a hole there. The corner is sitting there. It's fine. Like I said, I like the fact that he went to the curl. The curl's wide open. Go ahead and take that play. I'm just saying the one in the middle, it's a little bit of a, it would have been another possibility that he could have gone to, uh, but not a, you know, not anything to really be overly worried or concerned about. Play action here. I think this is going to be an RPO where he's going to try to hit the slot. Defensive end does a good job getting his hands up. Ball's coming out quick. He's going to get a pass rush, so he just sits back and waits and knocks the ball down. Third and 7 here. We're going to see him get a blitz. It's pretty well covered across the board, so he takes a shot down the left sideline. You know, if you look at it, there's really nobody open. These guys, you know, it's quick pressure. He's got to get the ball out. These guys are all manned up pretty good. So he takes the throw down the left sideline. You're either going to get the ball up and over, and you're going to be able to get the completion to your receiver. Or hopefully, you're going to get it falling incomplete. It's incomplete, and he gets the holding along the sideline for a pass interference. So he gets a nice little break there. You know, one of the things that I like about Jones is every once in a while you see him, he has to hitch when he's really going to try to muscle up. But most of the time he's not hitching up because the ball comes out so quick. He's hitting his back step and the ball comes out. Doesn't really need to hitch it up too much there. False start. You get that pass interference on the previous play. They get a false start, so it throws them back here to 1st and 15. Excuse me. Here on 1st and 15. What you're going to see is up on the top of the screen, he's going to run a little, almost like he's going to run out, up, and into the post. You're going to get a little in route up here from that guy. And the tight end here is going to run run a little in. This receiver here is going to run up. He's going to run a post. It's going to be, and then you're going to get a flat from the running back. He's going to read this on the right side. He's reading the slant. Does a really nice job of hitting in the second window. The first window is too tight. Lets him go through, gets to the second window, hits him right behind the linebacker. So what I mean by your first window is that would have been here. It's just not open. The angle's not good. He waits, and you see him, great anticipation into the second one. The receiver sees that as well, slows down a little bit, throttles down, so he's not running into the safety too much. So it's good communication between the two of them. It really shows up really well on the from behind. You can even watch it here. Watch him throttle down as he goes through the windows. Really nice job by the receiver and the quarterback both. Just watch this one again. You're going to see how quick the ball comes out. That ball's starting to be thrown. He's still over here. He's going to throw it right behind this linebacker. Hits him in the hole. Really nice ball. Just really good pitch and catch. Then we're going to see him run a little play action, a little boot out here, get his feet moving. Easy little throw and a touchdown. That looks like Trey Lance right there. You know, under center even. Play action, get those feet moving, hit the tight end who's acting on a little flat route, get him in there. You see that ton of that with Trey Lance up at North Dakota State. Yeah, like Gil says, he's good at throwing to the middle of the field. Yeah, he's really good at throwing in the middle of the field. He does a really good job of throwing to the outside too. It just really depends on what's going on. And like Isaac says here, he's got a great internal clock. I agree. I think he gets the ball out quick. He's, little screen here to the left. He's talked about it, right? He's said that his job is to understand everything that's going on with the offense and know what's going to happen before the play starts. And there's a lot of times where you see that it seems as though I mean, you got to give Sarkisian and the offensive staff at Alabama credit as well. I mean, and he's got talent around him, as do all three of these guys that are possibly going to the 49ers. And he just does a really nice job of knowing where everybody is, getting the ball out quick. And you see that one right here. This is a poorly thrown ball, but it comes out quick. It's not overly. I mean, this is the ball where he's got to get it out here further, right? But he sees it's open early. Look at where the ball's coming out. He could have waited on that one a little bit and probably thrown it down here. I mean, I'm going to be quite honest. This ball doesn't come out here with either of the other two quarterbacks. If you watch them play, the ball just doesn't come out that fast. No, this isn't a really good ball. Got to be honest on that. The ball's got to be out in front of him a little bit more. If he lays it up, a couple yards more upfield, it's a much bigger play. If you'd put that one out to say about right here, about the 40, about the 46, 45 yard line right there, the receiver's still going to be running away from that underneath defender. Makes it a harder catch, and they lose a couple of yards of potential gain because of where the ball's placed. But like the fact that it's up quick and out. Here they go. They're trying to run, deep. They got the deep route to the left side, and they got another one a little bit shallow. It's almost like a, kind of a flood type of a concept here. The guy that's going to be running the out never really gets there because he starts getting tied up. So what you've got here is he's going to be running the vertical. This guy's coming inside, and he's going to be running out, but you're going to see them get tied up. He comes down quick, hits him. Good position. He's able to run away from the linebacker. That's where the yak comes from, putting the ball in the right spot. Talk about that all the time. Whether I'm looking at the 49ers film or these college quarterbacks, watch this. When he turns, he's going to get this one out in front of him. His momentum to the sideline never stops, which is part of what takes him away from that linebacker. So it's really easy to say that Mac Jones is a product of yak and talent around him. But when you put the ball in the right spot, that's what allows that talent to shine too. Really good ball placement there. So we're going to get here is you're going to get this is a nice one too. It's going to be against the blitz. You're going to get this guy motioning in. Then this receiver right here is going to be going vertically. It's going to run a little bit out and up. Okay, he's going to try to get between the numbers and the hash. And then this receiver here is going to be going across the middle. Okay. Over on the left side, right here between these two guys, as we've seen throughout this game, seen throughout all their film, they really like to run those the quick little screens out to the outside guys. They're going to run like a little fake one here, but he's not going to like what he sees, and he's going to come back to his right side, and he's going to hit a nice ball down the middle of the field. Let's watch this one. So there you get the motion. There you get it's not where he wants to go. Comes back to the middle. Maybe he's not even supposed to go there. Maybe it's all by play design that he's going to fake it and then come back to the middle. Either way, you're going to see him look into the left, fake it, reset, move, get hit as he's thrown, and get the ball out. I mean, this is nice quarterback play when it comes to, even if that's where he's supposed to go. He's getting hit as he's thrown. Let's watch, pressure off the edge. They're bringing a blitz, steps away from it. And that little subtle movement to the right is what buys him enough time to get the ball out. It's not, you don't have to be an uber athletic quarterback to be able to make a throw like this. You just need to have a feel for the pocket. And that's what sets him apart. You're going to see just subtle movement to the right, slide, set, throw, put it on him, big play down the middle, go to the next play. And then from there, they run that ball 2 times for touchdowns. go here and fast forward it through. And then there's the touchdown. So, pretty good drive right there. Some really good balls again. Getting help from some runs. We're into the fourth quarter. We're now into the fourth quarter. Just want to stop for just a second and see what we got going on in the comments. I think they had asked something. I think I'd seen in here somebody was asking about his arm strength. Whose arm is stronger? There it is. Daniel asks, whose arm is stronger, Mac or Jimmy? I'm going to give the nod to Jones slightly. I don't think his arm's a whole lot stronger than Garoppolo. I think that the thing is that he just gets the ball out quick, and so he's able to get the ball downfield. He takes those shots. I was looking at some film for the next game that I'll be doing tomorrow, and there's a play where he's on the right hash, play action, throws the ball from about the 50 down to about the 5. So it's almost a 50-yard throw in the air from one hash to the numbers on the other side. So he's got a pretty strong arm. That's a throw that in the NFL he's not going to have that as much, just like all the other quarterbacks, right? The hashes are narrower, so everything's pretty much from the middle of the field. So you don't have the long across the field throws like you get in the game. But I think that the biggest thing with Mac Jones is that he's got really good the anticipation, the ball placement. Elan's a big Mac Jones fan, I think, and like he says here, better outside deep ball. He's definitely better as far as mobility than Garoppolo. You see that on film already. He's kind of like Garoppolo when he first came to the 49ers in 2017 before he blew out his knee. He was a mobile quarterback, not mobile in terms of taking off and running all over the field, but you could see that he was able to move. Since the knee injury, that's gone down. And like he says, most NFL deep balls are in that 30 to 45 range, which is true. And the reason that they're in that range is because the ball's got to come out fast, right? Because you have faster defensive linemen. Everything's happening quicker. The ball's got to come out. That's part of where the ball coming out so quick here with Mac Jones is so important when you compare him to the other two guys. So, as Luke says here, that's an NFL throw, slide right, throw a strike under pressure. That's the one that we just looked at where he threw the ball down the middle. Yeah, exactly. So let's jump back into it now. Fourth quarter. There's not going to be that much, even though it's early in the fourth. There's going to be a lot of running that's going to be taking place here pretty soon. But this is going to be a nice one. Get the little motion, play action. He's going to be rolling, half roll to his right. And then that's that deep curl. That's about this. Again, that's about the third time they've run this one in this game. This is directly out of the 49ers playbook. You can go back and watch this. There's tons of examples with the 49ers, especially with Garoppolo in 2019, some in 2020, where they run this little, these deep curl routes, which are so tough to defend because it just driving that guy off the ball, and then that quick curl. And the thing with Jones is he drives the ball in so quickly. The ball comes out of his hand, so really the defensive back doesn't really even have a chance to make a play. Then you get a nice run here for about 3 yards. Does a good job of kind of fighting through it. And then we're going to come to 2nd and 7. And this is going to be a little screen out to the left side. I think it's going to be out to the receiver, but this is a nice one. It's funny because screens are easy throws, and there's nothing difficult about this. But what I like about it, and I'm not going to go on and on, is that he's got this blitzer coming right here, right at him, and he's able to get the ball quick and up and over. So you hear a lot of talk about different arm slots and those kind of things. I don't know if I'm going to say that this guy can throw from a lot of different arm slots, but he has the ability to throw the ball in a lot of different ways as far as he can drive that ball in there on the short intermediate routes if he needs to. Um, he throws a decent deep ball. Uh, just the touch that he has is really nice. Easy run for a touchdown there. I think that's the best way to describe it, as the touch. He's just got all these different ways that he can deliver the football, different speeds that he can put on it depending on what he needs to do. All right, so then on this drive here, we're right towards the end. There's only going to be one more throw in this one. So I'm going to skip through a bunch of runs. And that play that I was talking about earlier, I think it's actually in this game. It's actually going to be right here. So we run the sneak. Alabama's going to run the little quarterback sneak here on 2nd and 1, gets them the first down. So it's now 1st and 10. You're going to run the motion, and then what you're going to get is you're going to see a deep post with a wheel route. Okay, with play action out of the backfield. It's his back step. He's throwing about the 45, and he gets it down to just inside the 10. It's a little underthrown. This is really just about maxing out his arm strength. The ball's a little bit behind him. The ball comes out early, which allows him to, he's got a little bit of room, and he's able to get up and make the catch. Definitely helped out by Waddle on that one for sure. And I don't think you're going to see him throw the ball any farther than he does right here. This is opposite hash from the 45 to, let's see where he catches it, just about the 5-yard line. So he, opposite hash, that's about 50 yards. That's a pretty darn good throw in terms of distance. But that's a tough one. That's one, that's not a perfect ball by any chance. That's a ball that's got to be out there a little bit more in front of him and to be a perfect throw. But that right there is maximum velocity, maximum distance for a Mac Jones throw. Then things all go to crazy down here. That's his last throw of the game, by the way. After that, it's running. We're running at the time there. But let's take a look at it one more time now. There's a throw in Penn State, Ohio State versus Penn State. It's the same play, and I'll be honest with you. If this is Justin Fields throwing this ball's out in front of him. He's got a better arm. He's got a stronger arm. And this is one that, better coverage. Who knows what happens? But you're not going to see him throw the ball any further than that. So, and like I said, he's throwing that ball from the right hash. You put that ball a little bit more in the field, which is, remember in the NFL, it's going to be about, if we go back to it, where they start from. In the NFL, this throw is going to be made from about right here. Right in this area, right about here is where the hashes would be. So that saves them. That's probably about 5 yards right there of distance. So maybe, the ball gets out there. Don't want to be like I'm making excuses for him. That's like all I'm saying is this throw is as far as Mac Jones is going to throw the ball. It's a completion. It's a little underthrown. But, yeah, you get to see his arm strength. So, that's it for tonight. The rest of this game is them running the ball. Real quick, just to Gil puts in here, he didn't really step into the throw. No, he doesn't. He's not a big hitcher. That kind of guy. He hits his back foot. The little hitch is all. It's not a. If you go back and you watch a Zach Wilson on his deep balls, I've kind of joked around on my Twitter account when you see picture, him throwing the deep ball, it looks like he's throwing a javelin because he's really the number of hops that he gets into it before he launches it. You see a little bit of that with Justin Fields too, not as much. Definitely, his is definitely cleaner. Uh, but yeah, that's about it. And so overall, I think it was a pretty clean game. He had a couple of throws that we don't like. Um, there was no turnovers in this one. A couple of close calls, but nothing that actually got caught. And for the most part, I thought he managed the game pretty well on his throws outside of his screen game. So really appreciate all of you joining, especially on this late evening, to go through this with me. And the comments are great. Really like that. So thanks to everybody out there that's doing this for us. And if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Like I said, I'll be trying to go through all these and then once these games are done, I'm going to start to do some cut ups too, so we can see them in certain situations, or at least try to. So really appreciate everybody's time. Have a good rest of your evening, and talk to you soon.